Hi everybody, it is Saturday, June 26th. It's pretty hot here in Las Vegas. It's getting up towards around 115 degrees, so I'm staying staying inside mostly, staying out of the heat. Uh, yeah, I don't have a lot of updates to talk about. I mean, as you know, there's a lot of information going on out there in the truth community, so you don't need to hear it again from me. But um, I'm always trying to give you guys a perspective from not only my point of view, but also kind of a wider perspective, as in like kind of the bigger picture. Because I mean, we can always talk about the small details about the arrests and things like that. But what I keep getting, and I know it sounds unusual, because like I'm getting whether it's telepathic messages or something or whatever. I just think that I'm just being more in touch with basically the universe. And as unusual as it might sound now, but years from now, everybody's going to be able to do this as well. As in, what I mean is like uh, we're multi-dimensional beings, and we're actually really tapped in to the universe. Our psyche, our consciousness is really tapped in, but just we've been dummied down and kind of you know discouraged not to use extra our ESP, sort of extrasensory perceptions. Uh, so, um, I mean, I I'm sure if I've got guides, I'm pretty sure everybody else does too, even if it's your higher self or whatever you want to call it. But what I'm getting at is I keep getting this big picture that this is just a like Earth is going through a huge change, and it's such a big ship to turn around suddenly. It's really difficult. So as you can imagine, because the direction we're going is such a paradigm shift that it's going to be really hard for everybody to get up to speed. So this is kind of being extended out. This wake up, uh, it is being kind of prolonged and extended, just to be able to handle the changes. Like human beings, as a general rule, we none of us like change. We just like to always go to the same grocery store, buy the same foods, watch the same TV shows, uh, drive the same way to work every day. We're creatures of habit. So, and we don't like a lot of changes, like someone shutting down our road. Then we have to make plans to go around. The reason why we don't like change is because we're kind of slaves to this prison system. So we don't want to, as we get comfortable being in our world and our lives. But what's coming soon, I can't really say soon, I keep getting, and like I said, it's just, you can call it crazy or me being in touch with the universe, but I kind of get that a lot of the really big changes will be happening in a couple of years. It'll be a slow process over the next 2 years, and I'm just going to touch on a few subjects. Uh, the next video I do, I'm going to touch on a lot of really unbelievable things that are going to be happening that are really pretty hard for us to imagine. But anyway, but for now, but I want to just touch on some basic ones, like for instance, take. I mean, when we come out with a lot of this hidden technology and the suppressed knowledge, it's going to be a real game changer. Because as you can imagine, like take for instance even just the topic of med beds. We're going to find out that we can actually heal ourselves, not only with technology, but probably be more aware that we can even sort of psychically heal ourselves. But what I'm getting at, that's going to change the medical industry completely around, because it'll make it so that, well, it'll destroy the pharma industry completely. It'll just shut it down. Because why would I want to take pills for something to treat some sort of symptoms when I can actually go and get healed completely? So that let me put it this way, that technology is already sort of here, but it's been suppressed and hidden from us. Anyway, take that one for instance. And then, for instance, also take energy, the energy systems that we're using. As you know, for hundreds of years, people have been coming up with inventions they go butt head to head with the petroleum industry. And as you know, because these are big invested companies, they don't want people to stop buying their products. So they don't want this to end. So they've gone way out of their way to, okay, first things first, I guess, kind of an easier way for them to tackle the problem would be to buy off these people. But there's people that they couldn't quite buy off, so they had to basically knock them off, if you get my drift. So, but what I'm getting at is whether it's like, you know, hydrogen engines or magnetic engines or whatever, but there's a lot of basically free engines that turn on, you know, like gravity or magnetism, whatever, that'll give us basically free energy. What I mean by free energy is it's going to cost a little bit of money for the technology to get it started, but literally, once you turn it on, you've got endless amounts of energy. So we don't have to worry about, we don't have to buy gas anymore. We'll have to change our engines out from internal combustion engines to like really efficient electronic engines, things like that. So that's going to be a huge game changer too, as you can imagine. So things are going to really change. And the thing is, I've seen all this stuff coming in here. Like I've foreseen a lot of this stuff that's going to be happening. So to me, it was more like, well, why isn't it happening? That's what I've been asking for decades. Like, why haven't we been changing? And you know, once you realize the bigger picture and what's really going on out there, you realize that of course they're going to stop this information from coming out, and they've been stopping it and holding it back forever. But as we go forward, they can't stop this anymore. And like I said, I'm told, or I'm sort of shown, this will probably all kind of more manifest or play out in the next 2 years, as well as disclosure of you know, other beings in the universe and things like that, our contact with them, our relationship with other entities and things like that. So it all sounds like a woo-woo factor because they've been keeping it from us. They're basically, well, they don't want us to know this stuff, but they just can't stop it. Eventually we're all going to figure this out. And so the way things are going right now, I just keep getting that the people that are helping us break out of this system, they're kind of, the best way for me to explain this is kind of running scenarios on supercomputers. I'll use that as an example. It's almost like a game of chess or something, electronic chess. They say, okay, what if we do this move? And then, you know, what would happen if we did that? What would happen if we released, you know, a free energy machine? What would happen to the world? And if it becomes very chaotic and crazy, kind of the economy changes too much, and there's too much of a backlash, bad effect, then they'll say, okay, we'll postpone it. Well, they're kind of been doing that, like a lot, as a matter of fact. So they've been running scenarios and going, no, it's just too soon. Because, I mean, there's two ways of dealing with this, and they have to, it's a really, really touchy. It's called, you could tell people too soon, and then there's going to be a bad ripple effect, or you could tell people too late, and it'll kind of have a bad effect. We're basically at the stage of we're being told too late, and that was, we should have been told this hundreds of years ago, let alone decades ago. But so now they're going, okay, now we have to figure out exactly when to expose this stuff, including all the criminal roundup, all the trials that's going to happen, because all that stuff is kind of being done behind the scenes right now, because they realize it's just too much for people to handle right now. you know, it's like your favorite movie star didn't turn out to be who you thought they were, and you know, you've been deceived here and there. They know how we all react to, um, you know, shocking news, I guess, and so that's coming. So I guess in a sense, what I'm trying to say is, I keep getting the fact that we just got to be more patient. I know it's really frustrating because for us that have already figured it out, we're like, let's just go. Let's just bring out the free machines, free energy machines, bring out the med beds, anti-gravity machines. Let's start flying around. Like, we just want to get on with this because it's been suppressed for so long. But you got to remember, there's at least 80 to 90% of the people out there that this is just too much information for them. So we got to kind of just, and I'm sticking to the plan, if you know what I mean, is like I've been kind of watching the people, and I've been getting downloads and telepathic messages saying, listen, it's rolling out, it's still rolling out in the right way, in the right speed. So, you know, I'm just kind of doing my small part and just trying to, you know, tell a few people or get a few people up to speed. You know, and I don't have a big part right now at all. I don't even exactly know when my true mission is going to start, you know, myself even. So I'm just saying I'm part of this wake-up process, and we just got to just hang in there. And then, I mean, because this is going to work. It's not that. I mean, we've kind of already won this war, like I said. But it's like breaking the news to people of what's been happening. It's going to be kind of a shocker. So still be patient. There's lots of stuff going on behind the scenes. And yeah, so I'm just checking in this weekend, and then more things will be revealed in the upcoming July for sure. But anyway, so I'll talk to you guys later this next week, early next week. Try to catch up on some stuff. Okay, stay positive. Talk to you guys later. Bye.